Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my Southern Switcher train. So these are all the cars in the train right here. These are the two locomotives. That one is a dummy locomotive. Yeah, let's get into it. So this is my Walther Southern NW2 Southern Switcher with DCC and sound. So as you can see right here, I have my NCE power cab. And right here, it's a dummy locomotive that I got for it quite a while back. And just to make it look better, it's pretty much this is a dummy locomotive. This is an Athearn dummy locomotive that I worked on a little bit. And I have this train split up into 3 sections. Each section is different, and kind of why I did that is because on certain inclines, this locomotive can't pull this whole train. Because I actually haven't tested with all the cars on a certain incline yet, but these 2 box cars are new. Yeah, so this first half of the train right here is pretty much these hoppers. This is an Atlas CSX hopper. And these are, I'm pretty sure this is a really old Athearn. I got this one for like $8 at a train show, this one for $5, and this one for $10. This one, it came with a box and it was brand new. Then right here, I have the organization sheet. So pretty much, if you watched my last video on my Southern Pacific train, kind of the same concept. So as you can see, the first one is 6061 Southern Switcher, which is that one. Southern Railroad, the W locomotive right here. And then pretty much when we go down is the CSX Transportation 2-bay hopper, which is that one. Has the numbers, as you can see, it doesn't have metal couplers, meanwhile the one behind it, so this Union Pacific one does have metal couplers, metal wheels, and yeah, most of all of the cars in this train are weathered, except for the Switcher, which I'm just going to keep unweathered. That one is actually a little bit weathered, but... And then, as you can see, it goes down the line. This does need to be updated, so those 2 cars won't be in here. As you can see, it just goes down. Those 2 cars are kind of in between here and here, which I need to update this. And I actually made this small layout for this train itself, which that's kind of what I want to use it for in the future, for the layout build series. And then pretty much these 2 cars will come back to this one, and then that one, this KCS car, and then this Wisconsin Central, yeah. So both these cars are new. I actually newly weathered these. But you'll notice most of all my cars are weathered the same. They pretty much look like this. Which I managed to do this without an airbrush, which is mad insane. Which both of these cars I got for $16, which is quite cheap. I don't know what they are. My guess is either an Athearn or Walthers maybe. But they have metal wheels. Both of them have metal couplers, and now they're weathered, so they're like A+ cars, except for one of these couplers is like a little bit low, but like it doesn't really matter. The train stays together, which is nice. Like, as you can see, this car right here, because it's an Atlas, it's a part that. So we'll just start on the locomotive. I'll show you all the functions for it, and then we'll kind of go on to the cars and line up the train. Okay, so that was the locomotives and all of its functions. So we're gonna line the cars up behind it. So why I like to make these, if you didn't watch my video about my Southern Pacific locomotive, why I like to make these is if you do go to a railroad club, and because DCC is like a universal system around America at like different railroad or model railroad clubs. If it is an HO scale layout, if it's DCC, I've seen them like everywhere, nearly in every state. And yeah, it's like this universal system, and you can bring them, and I just like to keep the cars organized so like you can get there, you can easily like follow this to line up all your cars behind your train, or change some stuff up if you want maybe. I just like to keep everything organized, hence the name organization sheet. Yeah, so I'm gonna take this hopper train, slap it right there. Okay, so here's the hopper train behind two locomotives. So I really like this car because I live near CSX, one of their subdivisions in North Carolina. This car is really nice. It was an Atlas Trainman, if you're familiar with the brand, but it still has Atlas couplers, which I know people complain about Atlas couplers and pairing them with these, because if it's a really long train and you stop, sometimes they'll come off, because because of how they couple up, they split like that. They split, and like people don't really like that sometimes. This car also has the round doors on the top for grain, pellets, whatever. So you can see there's 8 of them. Handrail, as you can see, this one's weathered as well. I like Atlas Trainman's trucks though. Like this car is, I feel like it's a little minimal, but it gets the job done and it looks great. So now we're gonna move on to this car. This is the Union Pacific UP 576. Like this car was, I'm pretty sure it was a Athearn kit that was put together at one time. The details on this are actually, I feel like, a little bit better than that one. As you can see, like the bays on the bottom. These are actually Katy trucks. As you can see, look, watch. They have like actual shocks. You can see a little bit better on this side. So like the car can kind of like lean a little bit. Yeah, which I really like these trucks because they're like really funky. Cause like, look at that. Does that look a little broken almost? Cause like you can flex them like that, which I know my brother Ezra has some on one of his cars over over there on the layout, which like that's normal for those trucks for some reason. Like as you can see, they flex like that. Yeah. Now moving on to the next car. Here we have this Milwaukee Road 97064. I'm familiar with Milwaukee Road because here in South Dakota, they pretty much like rule nearly the whole state until they went bankrupt. And there's actually one of their cabooses at a park in Del Rapids, which you can actually go inside just like publicly. You don't have to like pay anything. There's like no one there guarding it technically. It's just a old Milwaukee Road caboose. The brakes are like locked on, not on this car, but on the caboose that I'm talking about. Back to this car, as you can see, like it has quite decent detail. I think this is a Walthers just because of my opinion, maybe an Athearn. As you can see, this one actually has only one bay. One bay, and every yeah, or well, I guess 2 bays, but still. It has metal couplers, which, as you can see, I trimmed the coupling hose because it just couples well. And when you can do that, you can trim the hose so it doesn't get caught on stuff. But you want to cut the hose because at railroad clubs, it's really ideal for there to be a piece of track that's like really high, or like a tie sticking up really high, and then the couple would just catch it and derail the train. Which so one thing you do not want to happen at a club, because usually it's 2 main lines and there's trains behind you and in front of you, and you have to watch your train. That's how it works. Like it's really fun, but like you have to stay on top of watching your train. Also, I feel like there's lots of detail right here with all of these grab irons and stuff in the wheel. Yeah, same on this side. Not as much detail on this side because the air brake and the tanks are on this side. Yeah. Awesome looking car, love it. Let's move on to the next pair of stuff, which I'm actually gonna move those 2 boxcars in behind this hopper train. The Wisconsin Central boxcar, 2640. As you can see, has the decals there, like quite decent detail. Like I said, I don't know what this is. Like I weathered it on the top. Looks pretty good. And then this does have metal couplers and metal wheels, so for $16 for this car and that car. Like I like that one a little bit more because of the roof it has. As you can see, these are actually the good metal wheels. Same with this side. Metal couplers, which as you can see, I cut those a little bit shorter, just because you're not supposed to cut them as long as that. You're just supposed to keep them around like that short. Just around that short. Yeah, so it is like a bigger door box car is this one, which these doors don't really open like on my, I don't know, some of my other box cars. So now we're just gonna move on to that car. Okay, so this is the KCS 749230 50-foot box car. As you can see, I like the air brake detail on the bottom. Like I like how that looks. So it may have been an Athearn kit and just upgraded with these awesome metal wheels. Like I feel like it was a snag for these good metal wheels on both of these cars for $16. Like the 3rd time I've said it on this video. As you can see, when I got this car, this one was already clipped. So is this one on this car. I didn't clip these, but like whoever had it before me, let me get to focus. Whoever had this before me clipped these way too small. Same on this end. Like has quite decent detail. Like the car, I weathered it, which I'm gonna make a video on how I weather cars. It's really cheap. I don't use an airbrush. I want to in the future for weathering track, like on Top Railroad. I recommend you go watch his videos. he has like lots of helpful videos. Not a sponsor, let me tell you, but it's just how you go watch his videos. So yeah, so there's the whole train. Like, it's already so long, and these are the 2 last cars. Okay, so this is my ADM syrup car, or corn syrup to be precise, which was really popular in in modern railroading freight. So I got this for $8 at a train show here in South Dakota this last Christmas. So pretty much when this video was posted, Christmas, etc. Yeah. And another thing that I feel like Walther's mainline is struggling with right now is the handrails on top of their tank cars. Like, I have one, and most of these handrails are actually like broken in little spots, which like I've tried to fix before, because like they'll sit like this, but like when you touch them, they'll like bend down. On Walther's mainline train cars, this is, I believe, an Athearn, just judging from these trucks, which these are not metal wheels. The couplers are not metal. I got this for like $5 or $8, can't remember. It's like really cheap, but like these metal grab irons, these are actually, yeah, they're metal grab irons, as you can see, like they're on there. Nice car, except for it has plastic wheels and plastic couplers, which not bad, hasn't like, they haven't broken yet or anything. So like, it's a nice car. As you can see, it's like, there's some weathering here and there, not like the best weathering job I've ever done, just because it didn't have metal wheels, and metal wheels kind of bring out the contrast of weathering as well. So we're gonna move on to the next car. Okay, so last but not least, this is probably one of my favorites in the train. This is a Walther's Trainline Norfolk Southern caboose, because obviously I had to get an NS caboose for the Southern train, because NS and Southern are practically the same thing. Like, I went a little bit heavy on the weathering, but like, this car is extremely realistic, as you can see. I actually put a little bit of yellow into the paint mix for the trucks. I did a little bit black on the chimney here. This doesn't even have an interior, and it has plastic couplers, but it does have metal wheels, but the axles are actually plastic, if you can see that. They're plastic. Couplers are plastic. I actually painted over them a little bit. Yeah, so this was pretty much like $20, and I went and I didn't replace the trucks or anything, because Walther's Trainline, they just don't come with metal couplers, that's all. As you can see, like, the detail for the air brakes is minimal. It doesn't have like all the cords going everywhere, but like, you don't really need that because it's on the bottom, let me remind you. As you can see, it's the Lake Division, all aboard for 00s, for whatever that means. Comment down below if you know what it means, because I don't know. There's the number. And I'm gonna throw it at the very end because it's a caboose. That's what it's for. Okay, here we go. So there's the whole train, as you can see, all the way down. It just literally stretches the whole span of my layout. Actually, I really want to see. I got a tape measure here, and we're gonna measure the length of the train. That's why this is my favorite tape measure, because you pull it out and you press the button for it to go in, so you don't have to lock it in place. So pretty much the train is 55.5 to 56, because I don't know if it's at the front coupler at all. Oh no, that's like nearly perfect. Wait. Right on that. But like, something else is the couplers, they have like a little bit of slack, so when you pull it, the locomotive doesn't move at all. It's just the car is shifting. So if I pull it back all the way, it'd probably be 56 inches long. 56 inches long of a train. Jeez.